My mother in a prayer meeting, praying for the people of St. Vincent and their children, especially me. I cut an extra key to her car and up VG Highway, I racing with the fellas there. I ain't got a license, because I'm bad. I understand bad. I, in school, acting up, and apparently mommy told me, like, Mrs. Keyser would call and go, hello, Lorna, and my mother would stop breathing. And she would say, oh, this call is not about Rosanne today, it's about something else. I mean, really? So I understand a child who is creatively obnoxious, for the lack of a better description. But at the same time, I knew the difference was, A, I never drank and I still don't drink liquor, and I don't smoke, nor does my family, okay? Now, I have liquor in my house, but it's not something that's a choice of mine, okay? However, I understand that we have different paths in life that we take, but I don't get where it's okay to let my daughter, who may be 14, go to a club, or 13, with boys who are perhaps 18, 19, 20. I knew that my aunt would get calls before I even put my foot outside. You know, Rosanne going up the road. And then the call goes to my mother, Lorna. I think we'll have to go get her. I mean, you know, this stuff. I couldn't chew gum. Who know? Can I have a raise of the hands of the old high school girls especially, where if Mrs. Young found you with gum in the street, it was on? Really? I mean, you had accountability. You couldn't use... I sat outside of this building last night, and I saw two young girls. Now, yeah, okay, I'm in a car with my husband, and these two girls, he wasn't listening, but I hear them. Yeah, and she has her BlackBerry. Yeah, because me and him did going back and forth, and me did texting him. And then me think he did start to baby somebody else, and then me realize it's the girl he babying. I say, I get so bad word vex, I shut down the phone. Look, and how the screen crack up. Who he think he playing with? He ain't gonna play with my emotions. The girl is 13 or 14. And I'm thinking, and the bad words were flowing more than the regular words. And I'm right there. And she had no problems using it. When I couldn't do that, I won't do that. Because I knew what I would get. Who needed a lecture? Okay. St. Vincent, with family, you know, my family situation is a little unique. Like everybody else, I keep saying I'm a survivor. Struggling and struggles financially, like many people, it's up and down, but you know you have issues where you have to decide what takes priority and what doesn't. I've had struggles where we had a house fire and we got out in time, so we had to all kind of revamp and deal with what we had. Again, I'll get into that later, but struggles with that of murder. You know, you have struggles in this life. What then do you do? Do you sit still, curl up in a ball? Do you decide that it's not worth it for you? Do you decide that, you know, my Auntie Beryl Hathaway, Rose Hathaway, said something happened to her and she said, why God, why? And then one day it hit her, why not me? Because if I'm here in this game, if I'm here walking this journey, why not me? Because I am supposed to experience what is predestined for me. And I then taught myself not to ask why, even in the height of something that is tragic. Let's talk about children with special needs. So my husband and I are gifted with a special little boy. His name is Zane, and he's 11. And his sister's 21. So you figure, oh, a mature sister and a younger brother, she must be great, and she is, but that doesn't stop her from choking him. And I see faces, choking him? It's terrible. Poor child, he has special needs. This child has special needs on another level. My son is a hacker. He will hack into a school system in a second and shut it down. You go to pay for some chicken, let's say, and you give a credit card, and he's scanning the credit cards, 4207742. Then you get a call. Hi, Mrs. Morgan, I saw a strange charge for $900 on your... My son, he makes websites from about 7 years old. And he decides, because he's always thinking. Now, don't get me wrong. On the spectrum of autism, where I realize, and I really give Facebook a lot of credit for opening up the door to me, to many mothers here with children with special needs, that they felt safe enough to speak to me about it. You can have from the child that can't do anything to the child who may be, and he doesn't want to admit it, like a Bill Gates, okay? It can range the whole gamut. So my son, even though he may not be a Bill Gates yet, he's trying to put us behind a gate, which is called prison. He makes movies, for example, and he's making movies and he's scripting, and I've never seen a little boy type without looking, like how who remembers Miss Mackey, who used to teach typing, ASDFG, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He's typing. And I'm thinking, he's not looking, because he's scripting his movies. So I go through his website, which he has, and a YouTube account, which has over 100,000 hits, and he has followers. But his profile, he's 41. And we are getting cease and desist letters from Columbia Pictures, Universal Studios, and the like, because he's lifting their copyright stuff and putting his stuff on the bottom. I am like, this is the first time my husband and I have ever had a vacation in 24 years without a child. Because we are always like this. You see Zane? We went to the airport when he was younger, and I'm telling the TSA agent, I'm only telling these stories so you could understand what the challenge is. We're going through TSA, you know what that means, where they're screening you. And I said to the guy, excuse me, he's a runner, so I'd like to go ahead of him. He goes, no problem, mommy, you just let the boy go through. I said, he's a runner. He said, I got you. When you let go of a rubber band, homeboy took off and ran down the ramp of Fort Lauderdale International Airport. This is mommy. Lord Jesus. Maria, you go get him. Down the ramp. He on a plane to Ecuador now. 10 minutes later, the woman heaving, she about to catch a small stroke. Pulling my son back up the ramp. We are almost in the room, getting screened under the hot lights. What's your name? I mean, for real? And I'm like this. Oh, he goes, Maria, you get a workout. He said, the little boy nearly killed me. One day, so again, as I mentioned, they're 11 and 21, and we don't do things far from home in case a SOS is shot up in the air. My husband and I had something to do. We're in the car, the phone rings, we know it's Zoe, we held our breath. And this is how the call went. It started off low. Daddy, you better come home now because I swear to God I'll kill him. And then you hear him in the bottom because no, she has him in the headlock. I'm going to kill you, Zoe. I mean, it's just stuff. Now, jokes, yes. Sometimes it's dangerous, yes. I send her upstairs. I say, Zoe, look at your brother as I cook dinner. This is before. She gets to the hallway and I hear her scream, Mommy! I'm like, God, her sister can't catch a break with these kids. I said, what happened? Come. It's March. He's 6 or 7. This is just after Mommy died. I come upstairs. Ah, Jesus. And I see Zoe against the wall. She didn't even get in the room. What a little boy do? He in the underpants and his shirt. He climb out the window on the roof. He lock himself out. He there knocking on the window. I have a sloped roof, 2nd floor. My chest just had a sharp pain. I said, this child really trying to kill me. And I calmly walk over. Because I can't react because you don't want him to jump back. I pull down the window and I go, come on, baby, come on. Close the window and go lie down. Can't feeling lightheaded. Okay. Please notice what I'm doing. I choose to go the route of humor instead of flipping out. Because I always use this mantra, them children not going to kill me. They seem like they have a plan, but them children not going to kill me. Yeah, listen, let me tell you something. Those little children sit down and have a plan. That child, one night I was working overnight, and I saw a vision of my mother holding him, and I knew something was going on because he used to try and escape. I could talk stories about this kid, but that's not why I'm here. But listen, this is the last one. Maybe the second to last. Anyway, so he now, and I start praying because I knew it was a sign of something. And it's 4:30 in the morning. I used to work an overnight shift. So somehow my husband dropped me to work, and he was picking me up. So he pulls up outside the building, and I see his head straight like this. So I'm thinking, this couldn't be good. So I go, hey, what's up? And I see Zane in the back, like, this belt, release thyself. Anyway, and then he's sitting in the back, just casually looking around. So I'm thinking something. I said, what's going on? My husband goes, you wait till you get home and see what he do. I said, no. You tell me now because I don't want to be surprised. He said, no. You wait till you get home and you'll see what he do. I said, and so we're back and forth, and he finally told me. That same time when I had that dream, he got up. Normally he would have tried to escape and we would not have known. Okay? But he found a bucket of joint compound. Who knows what joint compound is? It's that mastic cementish for sheetrock. Homeboy went to town. He did all my walls, my countertop, the sofa, the cat. The cat, when I tell you we had a statue of a cat, this is the cat. Because by the time my husband catch the cat at 7 o'clock, it dried. Zoe gets up because it's her cat. Shampooing the cat. Again, what am I doing? Humor. You have kids. Your plight might be vastly different from mine. But if you can smile through a lot of your pain, you could get to the other side in a reasonable fashion and still be able to handle the challenge in front of you. And I should also mention, I'm very fortunate that my daughter, I'm so proud of her, so forgive me if I have to big her up. And this is a good example too. She had like a speech impediment. And sometimes people are quick to disregard kids because they think that they're not bright. But she had a speech problem, and actually she couldn't hear that well. And my daughter is now going into her 4th year of university and had her first gallery showing in Chelsea and Manhattan for art. Don't give up on your children. Your children, and also please notice I said art. She could have gone mainstream for science and stuff because she had that ability, but that was not her passion. Push your children to their passions. Not what your passion is or what your vision is, because you're setting them up for failure. Okay? All right. Okie dokie. Let's talk about relationships. As I mentioned, very fortunate that I'm married to a man who allows me to fly, to speak, to be me, but I have my boundaries, because I know, even though he's quiet, I respect him. Okay? And even though we're all powerful women, phenomenal women, I love him more. Does that make sense to you? Okay? So it's not a matter of, and you could see I ain't no wilting, shy flower. You're going to start with me? Oh, you best believe I'm going to bring it. But I also know that at the end of the day, he and I have to be on the same page for many things, or nothing is going to work. I am fortunate to be going to be married to him for 21 years come this year. And as time goes on, it's not perfect by any means, because I would say something like, oh, I think of something, something, something. You go, that's nice. It's a man thing. You got to pray through it, breathe through it, and you go, and then I make sure you hear me. I tired talk to him. But you got to understand, if somebody has your back, it's nothing more than that you could really ask for. So I'm not talking perfect. I may want them women, my husband is so wonderful. No. Because he over there too, I know sometimes I should be sleeping with a flashlight in my chest just in case you flip out. Why you moving? Why you moving? You're looking mad. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Okay. However, I'm here to say we should step our standards up for what we want. It don't mean that you can't date the bad boy and the good-looking boy and the boy on the bike and, you know, maybe the conductor. Me wash rag outside my pocket. Because you got to know about the experience of the bad boy. So you recognize when the good one there. It's plain and simple. However, recognize as the bad boy chat lyrics to you. You're pretty like money though. Your mother home later? My mama will kill you. Keep your standards higher. We are quick to compromise stuff. He dealing drugs, but at least it's positive money. What? Are you serious? No. That is not even an option. Drug money is not an option. I must say it again. Drug money, not an option. Are you serious? Well, you know, him treat